Hello everyone, this is Lone Star Lawman with one of my informal reviews, and today we're looking at a special rifle. The rifle that claimed won World War II. And what George Patton said, General Patton said, was the greatest battle implement ever devised. It was unique for its time, and I'll go over everything I can with you. The M-1, as known as the M-1 Garand, it is actually pronounced Garand. The M-1 Garand. That is how John Candius Garand pronounced his name, the man who invented this rifle. And its first production line was in 1936, when it was adopted by the U.S. Army. Of course, it was perfect for its time because it was the only military in the world, the U.S. was the only military in the world that had a semi-automatic rifle. Up to this time, since World War I, they had used bolt-action rifles. But this was really a great invention because it was the first semi-automatic rifle. It was in .30-06 caliber, or M2 ball, as they call it in the military. And it had a maximum effective range of about 800 yards. Out of the muzzle, the .30-06 cartridge of 150 grains will come out at about 2,700 feet per second. It was quite a weapon. Now, let's go over the particulars. First of all, let me tell you about this wood. Everything was made of wood pretty much back then. It's probably time for me to recoat this thing, but what I did to bring the color back, when I got this out of a gun shop here in town many years ago, it was incredible that they even had one, but I just happened to ask, and they said, yeah, we've got one in the back, and they brought it out, and I said, it's mine. So I bought it, but at that time the wood was pretty yellow. As you can see, it looks pretty good now. I use boiled linseed oil on it. Boiled linseed oil, which really brought back the wood's color. It's starting to look like it needs another coat again here soon. Okay, the way this gun works, this rifle, is you have to load it with what's known as an in-block clip. You pull this bolt back, like that, where it opens up the breech here. Here's the main breech. This is where you would load it right here. Let me show you the ammunition. This is Greek ammunition I got from JG sales many years ago. I don't know if they still have it, but the Greeks used the M1 for quite a long time, I believe. And this is the ammunition. I'll take it out of this bandolier, which it came in. And there they are. This is the .30-06 cartridge M2 ball, which is what they still sell. I think this on the market, but it's hard to find, but there's some special ammunition sold by Winchester called the M1 Garand .30-06. Cellular and below, or bellet, some people call it, also has a .30-06 cartridge that is safe in this weapon. It is not recommended that you use modern hunting .30-06 rounds, especially if they're over 150 grains. These are 150 grains, okay? And let me show you how it's loaded. Make sure I show this on camera. I'm not going to load it, I'm just going to show you the position. You put it in like that, and then you take your thumb down. Of course, I would do it with this thumb and have my heel back on this. And I'll show you why. I'm not going to load it. But once you would push it down, you put your heel of your hand right here to hold the bolt, because sometimes, not every time, when you push down on the ammunition and seat it properly and let go, the moment you let go, the bolt goes forward. That doesn't always happen, but it happens a lot. When it doesn't do that, you simply slap the back of the bolt and it goes forward. Here's what it looks like if it gets seated properly. It goes like that. So you see, like, there we go. Put heel here, putting rounds in here, they're all the way at the bottom, and like that. And there's an old saying that if you leave your thumb in there, you get grand thumb, and you really get hurt. And obviously it does. Okay? Alright, I just pulled the barrel, the trigger. Down here is your safety. Hope y'all can see that. No problem. Now this is the safety. Push it in when you want it to not fire, of course. Let me pull the bolt back one more time and show you one more thing here. You won't be able to see it, folks, but when you pull the bolt back, this is what you'll see. There'll be a stamp in there. This one says SA-2.46. Now I traced the history of this gun. Let me let the bolt go forward again. I traced the history of this particular M-1 Garand, and I discovered from the serial number, it was made by Springfield Armory, that this was made in the month of February 1944. So it's an authentic World War II gun. I then tried to trace it some more and found out that it went to Fort Lejeune, or Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, which was a Marine Corps training base, and I think it still is today. So my guess is, because it was in such good condition, I don't think this ever went to any theater or battle, that it was kept in an armory there, and new Marines were used this weapon to train with. That's why I think it's in such good condition. And the fact that inside the barrel, I told you it was made in February 1944. Well, they replaced the barrel in February of 1946. If you know anything about the military, when they do things, they do them by the numbers. And they do it by anniversary dates, when they replace things and whatever. So this was made in February 1944, and the barrel was replaced in February 1946. Obviously, this got a lot of shooting, so that's why I'm thinking that it was used as a training rifle. Okay? All right. Let's look at the front of the gun. You can see it has wings on the front sight. The rear sight is simply wind engine elevation peep sight. Very sturdy. Let me tell you, folks, this is made of 100% Detroit-like metal. It's really heavy, this gun. It weighs 9.5 pounds. So it's hard for me to even pick it up. Okay. Also, in this gas tube in the front here, there is a place where when you can clean the tube, you use this special tool that came with the rifle that was actually, that you use like this. You turn it this way, put it in this notch here to take it on and off. See how it turns? I'm not going to take it off. And it goes right back here in the butt. And that little hole right up here. One of these holes, I guess. Either one, doesn't matter. And then close it. There you go. Has a nice steel heel butt. And that came in very handy for many soldiers and Marines, as they would use that to crush a lot of skulls with it, I'm sure. Sorry to be so graphic, but that's the truth. I have never gotten a sling for this M1. I guess because I'm just lazy. But anyway, this is where you put the sling. Right through here and right. I don't think you can see the back there. Let me push it up a little bit. You can see both those spots right here on the very end. See my hand right here? Let me push it out a little more. Right there's where one loop is. And the other one, of course, is right up here. You can see that. Okay. All right. This weapon, it saw a lot of action, not this particular one, but the M-1 Garand saw action in every theater of battle in World War II. It was in the Pacific, it was in Europe, it was used during the Korean War, and it was finally replaced by the M-14 in 1957. And it was, well, didn't look much different from this one, the M-14. The only difference is that from instead of a 30-06 cartridge, it went to a 308 or 7.62 by 51. And instead of having this piece of metal down here, they actually had a magazine of 20 rounds you could put in with 308 cartridges. Then the M-14 was finally replaced in the early 1960s during Vietnam. But this is a great rifle, and a 30-06 is a pretty potent round. But in this rifle weighing 9.5 pounds, it's not that hard to shoot at all. Believe me, it didn't bother me a bit. You notice the thump in your shoulder, but it's not. It's very manageable. The only thing I can tell you is that to find one of these, you have to they're pretty hard to find in gun stores, unless you have a major gun store or a large gun store that like sometimes gets them in every now and then. But right now they're hard to find. But there is a organization called the Civilian Marksmanship Program that you can go online with, and I think there's a process where you can order one of these as long as you belong to some kind of gun club. I think you fill out the appropriate forms, pay the money, and you can have one of these. They also have the same program for World War I and World War II era 1911 pistols. Springfield Army made this one. Many of them were made by International Harvester, Winchester, and Remington, I believe, made some too. But if you want a really good book, I would suggest that you get the book online. It's by Bruce Canfield, C-A-N-F-I-E-L-D, Bruce Canfield, and it's called The Complete Guide to the M-1 Garand and M-1 carbine. It's out there online. I checked before I went on the air today, and it'll give you all the information on all the production dates. If you have an M1, that's how I found out most of my information on from the book itself. Okay, well, that really pretty much concludes my review of the M1 Garand. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm still making videos. And one more thing I want to tell you: the ammunition and the clip. Yes, it's called a clip, an M-block clip. E-N-B-L-O-C-K, M-block clip. This is Greek Army ammunition. I may have mentioned it earlier in the video. It did come from JG Sales in Arizona, but I don't know if they have it anymore. But if you look for the Greek ammo online for 30-06, you might be able to find something. This is great because when you get them in those bandoliers, I had several of them. They all have this in there with loaded properly and clip. You don't have to buy any more M-block clips, and you can put it in, use it in the when you're shooting. One of the most distinct features I want to finish up with to let you know is that when you shoot the last shot, the M-block clip is ejected and there's a very distinct pinging sound. So that's when you'll know when you're through shooting, because you can even hear it on the range, no problem. Okay? All right. Thank you very much. Put your comments down, like and subscribe, please. And I'll keep coming, make them coming on the air here as soon as I can do them. So y'all have a good day, and remember, this is Lone Star Lawman signing off.